In the wake of a deadly shooting near the White House by an Afghan immigrant, the Trump administration abruptly froze visas and processing for Afghan nationals. It's prompting calls from DHS Secretary Kristi Noem for a sweeping travel ban. Most recently, President Trump raised anti-immigrant claims against Somali immigrants. Critics warn the shift could deepen divisions and possibly violate basic principles of equal protection. To break down the new policies, including the pause to all immigration applications from 19 countries banned from travel to the U.S., is immigration attorney Mariam Masumi Daud. Thank you so much for joining us, Mariam.
Thank you for having me.
All right, so first of all, this is definitely racially motivated here, as the president has indicated in his speeches. Is this normal? Can you ban people based on race and the countries they come from coming to the U.S. based on the current laws on the books?
Well, the president does have broad authority to restrict certain classes of people from the United States, and that's an authority that's given to him by Section 212F of the Immigration Nationality Act. However, the courts have said that that power is not limitless, and we have seen it tested during the first Trump administration where a Muslim travel ban was enacted, and the first two versions of that ban were shut down because it was clear that the ban was racially motivated. So a president cannot restrict immigration solely for the basis of race.
So right now, the DHS secretary has not said yet which countries will be on this list of 19 countries. Immediately after hearing what the DHS secretary, Kristi Noem, said, what were your first thoughts as an immigration attorney?
Well, I'm personally, I'm an Afghan American immigration attorney who serves Afghan Americans as well as many nationals who are on the list of countries that this administration has targeted. And it's extremely shocking and surprising and very dangerous because it should not have any room in our immigration system. And it's very clear and open now that this administration is not about necessarily national security, but about stopping immigration altogether because it's clear that they don't want immigrants in the United States.
The Trump administration said on Friday that it was halting all asylum decisions in the wake of the National Guard shootings in Washington, D.C. What does that mean? Is it just will only this apply to people that were in a similar position as the alleged shooter was, in which he worked with some U.S. forces in Afghanistan and was granted that? Or does this apply to all people seeking some sort of a similar asylum decision here in the United States?
The administration has paused asylum processing for all pending applications, regardless of where the person is from. So this ban is nationwide on all applications. And this is also something that is very troubling because it puts people in legal limbo and certainly does not prevent ICE from removal enforcement, even with pending asylum cases. And in addition to that, they've also stopped all immigration benefits requests for people from the 19 countries on the travel ban list, which include Afghanistan, Venezuela, Haiti, Iran, and others. So what we've seen is a major restriction and limitation on the adjudications process of pending immigration cases.
So with the threat of ICE enforcement in the United States continues in many cities and states across the country, what would your advice be to a client that came to you that had this fear of being deported based on what has just happened recently within the Trump administration?
Well, every case certainly depends on the individual facts, but the most important thing is staying in touch with your attorney and getting advice on your specific case, and also making sure that your address is up to date with your counsel as well as with immigration, because if you get a notice from the immigration agency which requires you to appear somewhere, it's very important to make sure that you're aware of that and you don't miss immigration hearings or court appearances or any other interviews that might take place. And it's also important to keep your case documents on you as well in the event that you are stopped by ICE, and also be aware of your rights. There's a lot of Know Your Rights information online and Know Your Rights information through various legal advocacy organizations that you could take advantage of so that you're armed with information should you ever come across an ICE official or have such an encounter.
All right, immigration attorney Mariam Masumi Daud, thank you so much for joining us this morning and providing your insight.
Thank you again for having me.